How's it going, guys? It's Tax. Today's going to be the final part of Road to 3 marks for the M4 Rev. I haven't made a video in a while, but I think I'm going to be able to get back to making them, so that's nice. This game was played back in the spring, and I make some good plays in it, but I also make some mistakes. So you'll kind of get to see what to do in this tank and what not to do. But yeah, here it is. Okay, so this battle was on Fisherman's Bay. I was top tier, which is really nice, especially if you're trying to mark something. There's 2 clickers, but it could be worse, could be 3, of course. And in this map, I think the middle is actually the most powerful position, especially when you're on the north side, like I am here. And the reason for that is there's really 2 positions, one at like E4 and one at E5, E6. And from these positions, you can pretty much cover the whole map. If you lose, say, the 1-2 line, you can just move to the E4 position, and you can shoot down the 1-2 line as they push past you. If you lose the city, you can do the same from the E5, E6 position. So right now you can see me coming to the E5, E6 position. And as you can see, I get spotted. These bushes are a little weird right here. They don't really work the way they're intended to. You often get spotted right through them for no reason. But you can see I get a shot into that Hellcat there. If you come to this position from the south side, don't go to where the Hellcat went. It gets you killed really fast. You need some hard cover, like this WZ, where he is. But basically how you want to play the middle, or how it works for me, is you go back and forth between these 2 positions I'm talking about. The one I just left, and the one I'm going to now. And you stay at one until you don't have shots anymore, and then you go to the other one. And sit there till you don't have shots, and then you can just really flex back and forth between them throughout the game, and you get a lot of damage this way. This position's great because you can use both sides of this building. From here, you can hit the enemies that are trying to shoot your teammates who are over here. You often get side shots into them. And from here, you can use these bushes down here to hit the enemies on like the G line and other areas on this side of the map when they get spotted by your team. See, I got a shot into this EBR. He's driving right towards me. You can see that allows an easy shot into him. If you're trying to shoot people on the move, this is the best way to do it. If it's possible for you to wait until they're driving directly towards you or directly away from you, it's much easier to shoot them that way and have your shots actually hit. It's not going to always be possible, but it's easier than trying to lead them, usually. I do get spotted again here. That was by the EBR most likely. And you can see I'm trying to get the shots on the GH line like I was talking about. I don't find any there, so I look back on this side, but I really want that EBR to die. He does, but he does spot me before. But that's nice because he's not a threat anymore. The city on this map is often a stalemate for most of the game, as is the 1-2 line. It's not really productive to sit back here or back here, which is why I like the middle so much. And here's the side shots I'm talking about. That guy was unfortunately a little too low, and he did spot me, but he did give me a side for a minute. And you'll see he does it again later. Gets unspotted though. And I'm just waiting for people to pop up either here or here. You do have to rely on your team to spot, unfortunately. But it is what it is. You can still get lots of easy damage this way. You can see I'm up to 900 combined, which is not bad for this early in the game. There's a shot on the G line like I was talking about. You really just have to wait for your team to spot them when they get up there. But tanks with big alpha like this one, or I guess high alpha, are quite nice for this situation. You see, there's the side shots I'm talking about. That lets me get the brass out of the game, which is very helpful. And now this Hellcat comes to take his place. Unfortunately, don't get the shot on the Hellcat as the M12 takes him out. But now, we seem to be losing the city, at least to a certain extent, and we seem to be pushing the 1-2 line. So what unfortunately happens with the 1-2 line is the team that pushes it often loses unless they have support from the other side of the map. So say my team pushes through the 1-2 line. I expect them to die unless we've already taken their base. This is a very defensible position for either side, and it's really, really hard to take it without support from the other side. So in my opinion, these guys, my friendlies over here, if they push through, they're going to die unless I can push through the city and take this side of the map as well. So that's what I go to do. Me helping this side would just get myself killed. So I want to go get these heavies out of the game if possible. So I try to get some rear shots in on them here. I do this, and mill drives right by me. Get a shot in the side, and the WZ actually hits me, and that's what I'm talking about with these bushes. Most bushes I would not have been spotted there. They were opaque for me on both sides, so I should not have been spotted there with most. But these ones, I don't know if they're broken or they're designed this way, but they just don't work the same way as other bushes. And that allows me the WZ to hit me. Fortunately, he does no damage this time. But I decide to take a little risk with the snapshot, and I miss. He doesn't. But it's only in 192 damage. Not a big deal, but the clickers are all over me now, as you can see. So I just need to get unspotted. Right here, I'm just waiting to be unspotted. You see I'm keeping the building between him and I until I'm unspotted, and then I decide to move across his gun. And I really want to get him out of the game because he's been spotting me for a lot of the game. But the heavies are a more pressing matter. Now I should be able to take this WZ one-on-one. He is a 2-shot if I'm lucky, 3-shot if I'm not. So I decided to push up farther to get shots on these heavies. You can see a lot of my team actually came back to help with the heavies, and just like I was hoping wouldn't happen, the rest of them have pushed into this bottom left corner of the map. So I am expecting my team to die down here. And as a result, I need to push this side. You can see I'm looking for the WZ there, but I decided to take the risk to get these heavies out. And from this distance, the heavies are not going to be able to spot me because of the trees between them and I. But I am expecting this WZ to come up behind me. As you can see, we're losing the 1-2 line like I expected, and now this game is starting to go bad. WZ is back. In my opinion, it was worth taking that 200 damage shot for killing those heavies. But now they have the 1-2 line. And here's where I start to make some mistakes. At this point, I think I was 1, maybe 2 shots away from getting my 3rd mark. And I really wanted to get at this game because this tank is not my favorite, and I kind of just wanted to get it over with, if I'm being honest. So I decided to play this very passively, which is actually a mistake. I should have been up here behind these bushes waiting to get shots when my bat lights the enemies. But I want to make sure I don't die. The reason I'm not up here right now is I was expecting their tanks that were pushing down the 1-2 line, I was expecting them to actually come into the middle rather than going to my base, which is what they end up doing. And unfortunately, this actually loses the game. This is what I was worried about, is what happens to this Panther right here. You can see the VK kills him. But down here I would not have been able to be spotted by the VK. So I should have been here earlier, I think. You see I go for the shot on this M12. Unfortunately, I only get the track there. And I do get spotted, so I'm not actually sure where I got spotted from. It could have been up here. That's most likely where it was, because I know there's no enemies behind me. And yeah, I'm just not sure where I got spotted from there. However, I see that our 2 heavies are pushing into their base, which is kind of an issue because this is a big open field, and that's not what you want to do in a heavy tank, is get yourself stuck in an open field. So I decided again to play it safe, which was probably not the right play in retrospect, but I did want to just get my mark over with. Right now I'm just looking for opportunities. Again, with these kind of tanks that are just soft, they don't have a lot of carry potential, so you have to wait for opportunities to present themselves. And that's unfortunate because it sometimes means doing nothing. You can see here this guy gets spotted. He gets our AMX killed. And I'm looking for shots on these guys, but before I get there, they do get unspotted. So you can see it's not worth me going back up here to get spotted again. So I decided not to. And here's where I kind of didn't expect the enemies to do what they did. Their Bulldog, you can see I know their Super Pershing went back. So what I was planning on doing was going around this way, back towards my base and coming up behind them. But this Bulldog, I expected him to come into the middle. You can see I'm looking right towards the middle right now. But he actually is in this bush. You can see I get hit by him right here. So he actually went all the way down to my base, and he must have been the one spotting me. He clearly has good spotting range because he spotted me from that distance. So that kind of removes the possibility of going to my base because he can outspot me and now kill me very quickly because I only have 500 HP left. So I'm a 2 to 3 shot for him, and he will reload way faster than I will. But I let my team know that the Bulldog is there. I ask the RD to run in a minute, which he's doing. And at this point, the game's pretty much lost. I don't really have enough health left. This Oni can't really go anywhere, and our Bat Chat gets yellowed here in a minute. So I just decided I need to find my little bit of damage left for my mark. You can see the WZ pops up. Like I said, Bat Chat gets yellowed. Unfortunate. But I try to get my damage here. WZ is still full health. This WZ seemed to have played this game very well. He was definitely a pain for me to deal with. This is just a lot of waiting here, so I'm going to speed this up a bit. You can see my team decides to fall back. Again, I know we've lost the game at this point. We just don't have enough HP left to deal with them. But the Bulldog gets spotted. And this is where I understand that I'm going to be able to get my damage. Our artillery unfortunately dies to the WZ. But now I decide to take the shot on the Bulldog. I get it, and that's the shot that gets me my mark. But now I'm all alone. But here I actually made a good play for the situation. When you have multiple enemies coming towards you, you want to limit the amount of directions they can actually come to get you. In this area, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different directions they can come to me, and obviously I can't cover 5 directions by myself. So I decided to limit the amount of directions they can come to me. This is a great tactic for surviving a little longer, getting a little more damage. From this position, if I pause it again for a sec, they can only come from this direction and this direction, so that takes it down from 5 to 2. Again, I can't win this game, but this allows me to survive much longer than I would have, and you'll see it allows me to actually get this WZ out of the game, who's been causing me problems all game, which is what I do. Get one shot into him there, and then I just auto aim and focus him down. And the only thing I want to do is get him out of the game. I get him, and then I do go down. But that was my 3-mark game. Unfortunately, not the best result, but these closer games are much more fun than the one-sided games, in my opinion. I thought I played pretty well in the beginning, not as well in the mid because of how passive I was, and then I played decently at the end here. But it was definitely a fun game, and I got my mark, so that's what matters with this one. But anyway, let's go check the end plates. Alright, I ended up with 3,600 damage given and 1,000 assists, giving me the high caliber award. My team didn't do so well, but that's okay, it happens. Someone who did do well is their WZ. He was a pain in my side the entire game, more or less, so props to him for that. I made 106,000 credits, kept 70,000. This tank is great for money making, even when you lose. Fired 13 shots, hit 11 of them, pen 10, so that's pretty darn good. That's basically it for the end stats. If you enjoyed this video, if you found it helpful, please give it a like and consider subscribing to my channel so I can make more. If you have any suggestions for future videos, let me know in the comments. And thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.